Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, who taught us his truth and rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Recha HaKodash, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazar from Midval 12 West Coast, coming back at it again with another lesson, and the title of this lesson is going to be, The Devil is in the Details, all right? And this is something, interesting I found, a few days ago, and I wanted to do a lesson on it, right then and there, but I wanted to wait, a couple more days, until more, information came out, concerning this thing that happened in Washington D.C., where somebody went, and I think it was out of some apartment room, hotel room, I'm not too sure. He went up and from there he shot down on a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? And what is interesting, is that in this article, in this news article in fox5dc.com, as you see at the top, is one of the images, all right? And one of the images, is basically, a picture of the person's room, that he did what he did in, all right? And if you zoom in, okay, Salakia, let me get the angle right. All right, if you zoom in, in the background, there appears to be it's like there's a picture of what appears to be, some type of a black, saint, some black painting, but either way, it's a very, you know what I'm saying? It's all, dealing with programming, man, because these same images, they show you in the news, when people go and watch the news. So this is definitely something that, it's worth paying attention to, as far as the theme of these new, attacks, and which really they're false flags, that's happening here in Babylon. All right, because we coming into the time where this devil knows that he has but a short time. Okay, so if you go into, the recent theme, all right, now Jake is being the it's like now Jake is being made the one, who is as the face of terrorism. All right, because they're gonna come against his truth with full force, man. All right, the same way they were coming against Ishmael, to have his agendas, what I'm saying, set in place, out there in the Middle East with the oil and whatever they're over there for. All right, guess what? Over here too, man. Because ultimately we're the main ones. All right, the reason why is because we're the main ones, talking about the mob. All right, the Karagma. Okay, which brothers have said, the other term that brothers used, for the Karagma is already been flagged, so you can't even say that no more, man. You can't even say that abbreviation, that acronym. So now we're just gonna have to stick with the Greek, in that Revelation chapter 13:16, that Karagma, man. All right, but we're the main ones that's talking about this. So now Esau, what he's doing is he's illustrating, he's putting out the image, what I'm saying, of the new face of terrorism, man. All right, and you see that, man. All right, they're making it, they're making this truth associated. It's like they're associating this truth, with terrorism. Okay, and that's ultimately, what I'm saying, something that we have to gird for, and at the end of the day, coming into this truth, all right, brothers know what you're signing up for, man. All right, the prophecies, that, this devil's gonna come down with great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time. All right, you read in Matthew's chapter 24, if I'm not mistaken. All right, chapter 24. Forgot the verse, but we're gonna bring it out in this lesson. That we're gonna be persecuted, man. Okay, we're gonna be persecuted. So, this is just something that comes with the territory. And at the end of the day, the trumpet has to be blown. All right, because what coincidence is this to put that painting and angle it the way they did? They could have angled the shot, more towards the window and maybe left the painting out, but they place everything together like this so that you have an association, in the minds of these people, make that association and that and try to and basically, associate, this truth with terrorism, man. All right. So that's what this devil is doing. So here it is, the article. Brothers want to read it. You know what I'm saying? What brothers want to do videos on it. All right. It came out like 5 days ago. Northwest DC shooting. Search continues for answers after suspected shooter found dead and 4 injured. Okay. So, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? This thing is starting to heat up. All right. And then when you look at the suspected shooter, okay, I actually went and looked this dude up. All right. So some dude by the name of Raymond Spencer. All right. So he's a brown, skinned man, who looks like a so-called Latino. All right. So-called Latino, so-called, Native American. All right. So they're putting you tribes, it's not just the so-called black men. They're putting all you tribes on the face of terrorism, man. Okay. Especially with all the oppression that goes on over here and the tribes, having enough of the oppression. They're gonna start going in on you tribes, man. All right, you got the Gadites that's protesting, the water pipelines, and they're getting more and more mad and aggravated about that, and then you have the oppression in the Latin Americas. That's the reason why you have a huge influx of so-called Latin Americans coming up here, okay, because Esau went and destabilized, all that, Latin America for the most part. Then you got the head tribe, Judah, so-called blacks. All right, with all the, police shootings, oppression that they face here in Babylon, man. So all that's going to culminate into a boiling point where this devil's going to basically, utilize his false flags to come down on the tribes, okay? But primarily he wants to come down and destroy us in this truth, in this knowledge, all right? Because we're the main ones that's standing up against the Charagma, all right? So let's go into the scriptures. All right, let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and 12, just to set the foundation. Okay, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right, and that's what's going on, man. All right, this devil's gonna come down with great wrath, and we're seeing the beginning of it. Okay, we're seeing the beginning of it. First thing he has to do is put out them false flags so he could justify himself in coming against the brothers, man. All right, coming against the body. Okay, that's what we're seeing. Okay, so we're seeing these false flags unfold. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 24, and let me see. Matthew chapter 24, verse 9, and it reads, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." Okay, and then many shall be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right, and that's that's going to happen in the time of persecution. Okay, in the time of persecution, all right, you're going to see this devil. He's going to come out with a whole, agenda, a whole machine to persecute us, basically. Okay, and you're gonna see as your family members turn you in, man. All right, you're gonna see as family members, betray you. People, dang, Salakia. See, that's the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the, that spiritual demon Satan. You know what I mean? Closing out the phone. I don't know, brother just saw that, man. But yo, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's all things are spiritual, man. All right, but that's what's gonna happen. All right, as it says, "And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." All right, because with this devil coming out with all this, corruption, all this wickedness, and we're the only ones standing up for righteousness, and he done brainwashed these Babylonians into accepting this wickedness, man. It only makes sense that we're gonna be, heavily hated over here, man. All right, we're gonna be heavily hated by these Babylonians, man. And I say Babylonians because that's, that encompasses the 2/3 of our people. That encompasses our number one enemy, Esau, Edom. All right, the so-called white man, and then the rest of these heathens as well, man. Okay, that's these Babylonians here in Babylon. All right, these Americans. Okay, and he shall suck, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right, so that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be, on the what's it called? We're gonna be on that hot seat, for lack of a better term. All right. Let me see if I got this microphone turned on. So like, I gotta, yeah, I do got it turned on. And just double checking. Okay. So with that, and then there's another scripture I wanted to get. Because ultimately Esau, he's gonna have it out there. He's gonna really, really persecute the tribes, man. All right. He's gonna really persecute the tribes. Let me see. Crown of life. Okay. You're gonna have some brothers that's gonna be faced with some brothers is gonna be faced, with that choice, with that predicament that, you either have to take the charagma or get put to death, man. All right. Even in other things as well, the scriptures talk about the martyrs. Okay. But this is what we signed up for. All right. Whether that lot falls upon us, or not, man, hey, you just got to roll with the punches and, Lord willing, have that faith and have that strength to go through and endure unto the end, man, and face whatever you have to face at the end of the day. So Revelations chapter 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. All right. So even if it means, laying your life down for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, all right, and resisting this devil and the charagma, okay, the Lord is gonna give you a crown of life, meaning He's gonna give you that glory, man. All right. But these are the times that we're coming into, in time of persecution. Okay. So let's go. Let me see the next precept. Ignorant. We're just gonna close it out with that one. All right. Ignorant. Let's just go with his devices. All right, so we're going to go with the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. And it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, and that's what, that's why we have to be on the watchtower, man. All right, that's why we have to be, looking out for the danger that is going to come. Okay, because even though, this may not seem, so like, man, I got to go find the thing again. Let me see. It's somewhere over here. There it is. Because even though, this seems, something that happened random, all right, it's still a false flag, and it's still something that's going to be utilized in the persecution of the body. All right, because why would this be there, man? Why would that be there? And it's not to, grasp at straws, but you gotta see what these devils do, in through their media, man. All right, through that deception. Okay, it's all about mental programming with these devils, man. It's all about that mental programming, and they're definitely using this to put brothers in a bad light. All right, to put the body in a bad light. Okay, so I'm gonna read this again. I'm gonna close out. So 2 Corinthians chapter 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, so that's what it is, to look out, basically, and see and be vigilant, man. All right, be vigilant. As the scripture says, be ye vigilant, for the devil is out there seeking whom he may devour. All right, because if you out here, oblivious to everything that's happening, you gonna mess up and walk into a trap, man. You could mess up and walk into a trap. Things like that could unfold for you. All right, but if you're vigilant and you're looking, and not necessarily in a super paranoid, fearful, way, but in a circumspect way, okay, you see that the hunter is coming. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say, call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakah Kudash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson, was edifying. Something I found interesting through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just interesting, but rather, alarming. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom, on to the next.